back. Hello. So today we are going to be finishing off this beautiful day. I was going to come back yesterday and finish him, but I ended up going out with the family, so that was lovely. So now I'm going to just finish him off. I made him a bit larger since yesterday. I just enlarged literally him within the picture. So now I'm going to do a bit more detail on his feathers. So I'm going to go back to my colour chart and I'm going to grab a slightly, I've got to go back to my palette from the other day and grab a slightly, go into my blues, and I want to grab a slightly bluer grey blue, like that. Go to my brush presets. I'm going to go into my rough sort of a little brush. It's a bristle brush. And I'm going to carefully, oh, is that not working? Hang on, layers. I'll tick both my boxes. Oh, escape. Oh, that was not good. Why did it do that? Oh, because I'm still in the doodah. There we go. That would be good. I've still had my thing in the wrong spot. So my opacity's good. And I'm just going to do these slight details. I'm going to see. I just want to draw these little lines. Maybe I'll do my dip pen. See if I can get a stronger line with the dip pen. Why is it not doing it? What's going on here? Oh no, we're good. It's just because the size of the doodah is very small. So I'll make it a fraction bigger. Oops. Just going to draw in these. I'm going to try a dark, almost black. I just want to see. Oh no, that's right. It is working. It must have just been a palish sort of colour. So I'm going to try a stronger blue-grey. That's better. Just need it to be a little bit more contrast. And I'm just going to add this detail into all of these little feathers now. I'm just drawing very fine little lines. All right, I will go back to that bristle brush now. Let's have a look. I'm going to draw in these lines so you can still see the underlying colour. I'm going to make it a bit more blue. There we go. And just go around the edges of these feathers. Just softens them up a little. Not having such hard lines. I'll make that a little bit bigger so you can see it better. Oops, that's the wrong way. That way. There we go. And I'll move him a little bit to the right. Like that. There you go. You can see him a bit better now. Just going to go around the edge of these feathers. And it's interesting, like you come back to a picture on the second day and I can see things that I wasn't seeing yesterday. So I've got to bring this grey down a bit more. So I go back to my palette. I go back to this light grey. I've got to bring that here more over the top, like that. I can just soften up these edges around his back. Soften all of that up. He's got a little bit of a highlight down his back there. And he's got a little bit of a highlight on his tail. I'm going to have to go around the edge of him and tidy up some of these drawing lines because I merged my layers so they're together, so I can't just get rid of that layer, which is fine. I'm going to go back to my brushes and I'm going to get a soft watercolory kind of brush, make it small. I'm just going to, whoops, today's a bit too sharp and large. Just want to get some of these highlights onto his beak. So this is where all the fine tuning comes in of all the little details, the intricate sort of details. All right. I'm going to add a little bit of this grey, light bluey grey into the feathers on his face. He's got like a little mask, little masky bit. So I think my vacuum cleaner's just stopped in the hallway, but that's okay. I'll fix that later. Heard his little alarm go off. All right. Now we're going to add a light blue. I'm going to take that more into the blues. Woo, not that far into the blue. Take that more into the light blues. Just around here. Very pale blues. I'm going to add that onto his back as well. Just looking at individual feathers, I'm picking out the shapes. Not so much what it is, just the shapes of the shadows and the lights. Now I'm going to add a white down the length. Go back to my dip pen. I'm going to take this line, because he's got a pale line down each feather. So I need to define that a little bit. Just on his wing feathers, just to help define that. Whoops-a-days. Like that. This one comes around here. I can also see that he's got the rib coming down this back of this feather. They really are gorgeous detail, these birds. Whoops. Add a little bit of a highlight along here. I'm going to go back into his eye too, add a stronger highlight around that top part on his pupil, and add these little dots that he's got around his eye and onto his beak, like that. And again, this reference I got off Unsplash, which is a royalty-free reference site. I do pay a small subscription so I can have access to more of a variety of the photographs. So I do tend to utilise Unsplash a lot. It's really good for references. They've got pretty much every animal, every creature you can imagine on there. Now I'm going to go to a dark purpley blue. I'm going to go up here, back more into the reds, into the purples, maybe more into the dark, those sort of purples, blue purples like that. And I've got to just add some detail around this bottom part of these back feathers. He actually does have quite strong dark. I can see coming around. Oh no, I don't like that. Don't like. Whoa! Didn't mean to do that. Goodness gracious me. Whoa! Why did that do that? Hang on. How do I straighten that up? Shoe for me timbers. Okay. Press that button. All right. Why? Oh my. I'll undo. Undo. It's not going to undo. Shit, why did it do that? Hang on. Why? How do I swivel it back? How do I swivel it back? What did I press? Uh-oh. Oh no. I don't know how to fix it. Oh, hang on. No. I'll fix. Oh, there. Oh no, that's large and small. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. I'm still very much learning. Press that button and move it up. Still very much learning. I want a colour drop. I'm going to pick that colour. I want that colour, and then I go back. There we go. That's the colour I wanted. That's better. Go back to my stronger pen. Make it a bit smaller, because each pen's a little bit different. Oh, no, that one I want. It's a bit too big. Make it super small, like that. Nope, not quite. Need a bit smaller. 3. Oh, and press all my buttons. All right, down here. go super dark. You've got to really exaggerate your darks and your lights. Right, and it starts to strengthen the contrast. Continue on down like that. He's actually got quite dark coming down this part of his wing as well. Doesn't have to be exact. Whoop. I keep pressing the button on the pen. Fill this in. Just starts to, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just starts to define the lights and the darks. So right next to that white line. So it's the darkest dark against the lightest light. And then it comes up here. It's a bit messy, but that's okay. Hang on, there we go. You know, it is a freehand drawing. It's not meant to be perfect. It's still meant to look like a painting. I keep my digital art very traditional in style. I like it to look like a traditional painting still. Now, he's darker. I've got to make him smaller, a fraction smaller. Move him up. There we go. Make him a fraction. Whoop, maybe not. I need to make him smaller. Whoop, that way. There we go. And down under the bottom of his tail, I've got to darken up some of these tail feathers, and they sort of strand off into different feathers like that. So he's got quite lovely long strandy feathers. All right, so he's starting to get a little bit more definition about the back of his wings. Takes a little bit, just getting your darkest darks in. I'll do around his nostril. Just looking for any darker areas, a little bit of feathery goodness. He's got more dark under his beak, like that. And he's got a bit more of this blue, so a colour drop. This blue, wait, that blue, down into here. It's got a bit more of a stronger stripe coming down here. Okay, that's a bit better. You can also use, I'm going to make that a fraction lighter for a highlight colour, like that. He does have the highlight colour. Got ribs, like ribbed colours coming down his wings. I'll carefully mark those in very subtly. Like that. I'll bring these feathery bits coming down a bit further, the bluey feathery bits. Just to rough those up a little. And then, again, same on his tail. Going over the pictures that I've just done a little bit. I've just got to add a little bit more just to get the detail back onto that edge of that feather. So it looks like it's that sort of detail feathered out. Now, come onto his little leg. Like that. He's got highlight all around the front of his toes. Then I'll work on the branch. Losing my voice. All right, now I am going to work on the branch. So the branch has got a bit of green. So go up into the greens. Light green, sort of. Got to be a bit careful because it's very similar to the colour of the background that I've got. I'm going to change that to that brush. Make it a bit larger. fill all of this in. It's a slightly darker, a slightly lighter colour, I mean. Oops. Make my brush a bit bigger, make it a bit easier. It's full opacity. Fill all of that in. Like that. This is a watercolour brush, so it's a very soft effect. So we'll go over that background though a little bit. I'm going to blend it all in a second. I'll just fill all this in. I will blend it all. For now I'm just blocking colours. Block it all in. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Why is that? There we go. There we go. Now it's working. All right. So to move things around a little bit. Now I'm going to blend, get my blending brush and just soften all of those lines into each other. Let's get rid of that sort of bejaggediness. And I don't mind there's a bit of texture because branches aren't, you know, little plants aren't smooth and perfect. They do have texture and grain and all kinds of stuff. So now I'm going to go more into a green, more of a sappy green. And that's too rich, too rich. Got to be a bit quite iridescent. I don't really want iridescent. Go back into these sort of greens. It's too much into the blue. Go back more into the yellows. That's better. Okay. Now I'm going to add that down here. Why is it not? Oh, because I've still got it on the other brush. So I'll add some brown up into there as well. So I'm just going to start to build the shadows and the lights and all the fun stuff. I'm going to make that brush a bit bigger to help me get that filled in a bit more, like that. Come into there. There'll be shadows in places as well. Now I'm going to blend that out so it blends into the other colour. I want it to be smooth. Like that. All right, now I'm going to add a reddy brown. So go into the reds, go into the browns. No, that's pink. I want to go into the reddy browns like that. I reckon. Come back a bit more. That's it. Because he's got tips of these branches. Actually, I'll make it a softer brush. It needs to be a bit softer than that. A smaller brush. And then I can add that around under into the shadowy areas. Come down and around here. So the tips of these little branches have like been sheared off and they've gone a bit reddish. Like that. And I'm going to add white down the outside edge. Go in with my stronger pen. Come down the face of that. Like that. I can blend that as well, so that won't matter. Got to come around in the shape of the wood. The wood's probably harder than feathers. It's harder to draw. I've had to force myself to learn how to do backgrounds and things. So I tend to just be portraits. Just going to blend that, soften that line into the rest of the picture. Okay, you can see it's starting to get three-dimensional effect. There's light on the top here. There's light on the top here. And I'll blend it. Soften that in, like that. All right. Now I'm going to go back more into these browns. Go into more of a brown. I might want to go more into, how do I, back into the oranges. There we go. That's a better brown. Now I'm going to do a bit more of this pattern. Actually, I'm going to go to the watercolour brush for a second because it's a bit softer, a bit less invasive. Blend that. It's going to be a bit of back and forthing to get the colours right and to get it to look right. Back to the strongest one. Oops, a bit bigger. Like that. Darker on the bottom. And I'll blend that down. And there's all sorts of different little veiny bits, and so I'll mark those in. It's very rough to begin with. Yeah, this little branch has got lots of little veiny bits. Like that, and then I'm going to blend them just carefully, just mute them down a bit. Just to soften them. It's starting to look a little bit branchy. I'm going to get a little bit of yellow ochre colour. I need a yellow ochre. So, which is more of a, not pinky. I want it to go back into that. There we go. That's a good yellow ochre. That's a very good yellow ochre. I'm going to bring that back in. Ooh, it's very bright, but I'm going to drop the, undo that and drop the opacity. No, wrong one, that one. Drop the opacity so it's not so, whoa, that's not the right one. What did I do? I want that colour. There we go. That's better. Add this in and around. That will just help to give this all a bit of texture. You know what I didn't do? I didn't blend down here. Got to soften that a bit. It's looking a bit too stark. Like that. There we go. Okay. Blend that yellow ochre colour in. That. All right. Just going to continue around. I'm going to go back in with some more of this yellow ochre, but I might make it a bit stronger. Opacity's back up. That's a bit better. Come around. That green's a bit too strong, so I'll strengthen this colour up around here. Sort of just making this bit up as I go. Okay, I'll blend. whole time thinking I'm going in the direction of the wood. Having another quick look. All right, I'm going to go for a stronger brown now. Go up into these browns. I'm going to add texture. Actually, I might use the rough bristle brush. There we go. Follow the direction of the wood. Like that. Start to build this up. It looks sort of wrong until you look at it as a whole. You got to think past what you're doing to what it's. Your eye tricks you into seeing what you want it to see. It's all an illusion. So I'm going to make that a fraction larger. Come down along the edge of that branch line. Like that. I'll add this browny green onto this bottom side as well. Again, following the direction of the branch. Like that. I'll darken up under here, under his feet. I'm going to blend it. It's got to be patient. It will come together. Trust the process. Sometimes you look at things and you're like, uh-oh, this is not going to work, but you get to the end and it does. You've just got to have the confidence to keep going. Right. Got to go a stronger green. I'm going to go a darker green. More of a greeny, a dark green. Oops. Oop, hang on, undo that. Add a bit more green into it. A bit more of a strong green. Like that. And it's starting to look a bit branchy. I'll add that highlight back in a minute. Just continue on and around the branch. Like that. Now I'm going to blend that. Soften up those brush marks. Like that. And this is pretty much exactly what I would do if I was doing it traditionally. I would add water to blend the stronger marks out. All right, blend that. I'm going to add a little bit of that green down here as well onto this branch. Take it more up onto this, behind his feet as well. Just a matter of also remembering the direction things go. All right, let's have a look. It's all right. I might even now, I'm going to go a stronger brown. Go back to my browns. That's a better brown. It's more of a chocolatey brown. And I'm going to go to my rough brush. Add in just some darker shadowy bits. Add this texture in. little sort of swirly bits on the wood as well. I'm going to go to this little airbrush pen, drop it right down. I almost need it to be, I almost do need to use this one. It's a bit stronger. Make it super dark. Oh, I've dropped the opacity, that's why. Why is that not working? But down and around here. Like that. That's looking better. We're getting there, people. We are getting there. Blend that a fraction just to soften it. But it shows where the branch is turned a little bit. I'm going to go back to the watercolory brush. Oops, I don't want the dot. Oh, that was silly. Pressed a button. There we go. All right, I'm going to take that down there and then make it larger. Whoops, that's not it. How do I make it larger? That was so 5 seconds ago. Oh no, that's turn. My brain just stopped working for a second. How do I make that larger? That's turn. That should be. Let's move up and down. Nope. What have I done? How do I make it larger? I've gone completely blank. I've gone completely blank, but that's okay. It happens. I'm just going to erase this little dot that's annoying the crap out of me here. Hang on, I've got to go back to my layers and remove that. Oh, why won't it let me remove that now? Okay. There we go. Figured it out. Okay. Why won't it let me? I've got to unblock it, that's why. No? Why? Why won't it let me erase? Okay. Go to advanced colours, go back to, I'm going to colour pick that colour, and then I'm just going to draw over it then. It won't let me get rid of it any other way. I'm going to go around the edges with this colour, which is basically the background colour, and get rid of any excess pen lines that I want to get rid of. So I merged my layers, so I can't just delete the underdrawing. So I'm literally going to treat it as if I would a traditional piece of art. Just go over them, disappear them that way. I don't mind seeing the underdrawing usually, but I've got some real scratchy looking drawing lines. They're a bit bleh. So I'll get rid of those. There we go. All right. I can tidy up some of these other lines in a minute. All right. Okay. Now I can go back to my layers. I can relock that, go back to that, and add some more greys in. I'm reasonably happy with that branch. I'm going to go to a light green, and I'm going to take that. Oh, take that down the outside edge again of this branch. Not solidly all the way down. I'll leave a few little hit and miss spots. Might make that a fraction lighter along there. Why is that doing that? Hang on. This is interesting. Why is it doing this? Oh, there we go. So I want to blend. Where's my brushes? There. I want to blend that little bit. Just disappear it. Go back into my little airbrush. Like that. And lighten up the top of that branch. Might do it with my dip pen, in fact. And just add a couple of highlights. Super strong highlights that are just bright little bits. Then go back. Actually, I'll tidy that one up a little bit. Add some more ripples of light along his back feathers. Just little squiggles to give those detail. And I'm going to go a darker blue colour into his back feathers here. I'm just using the dip pen tool because I love my dip pen. When I draw traditionally, I tend to draw dip pen and ink more than anything. So I have very much just transferred my traditional style onto a digital platform. Right, darken up some feathers. Now I'm just looking at sections of the bird now and picking out details. Edges of feathers that are darker. So the shadows are the final part. It's where you put in your darkest darks against your lightest lights. I can start to really define these feathers. Coming down. And where I had flat lines, I'm going to go and just bajaggedy them up. Get rid of any flat, harsh lines. Put in little textury feathers along there. That gives him his interest. I'm quite happy with how that stump worked out. It tricks your eye into seeing what you want it to see. There we go. I'm now going to just continue on up these tail feathers a little. I've got to work on his toes a little bit. I'm going to stay with this same blue and I'm going to draw in texture onto the skin on his little leggies. Hello, Bacon. How are you, doll? How are you? Just got to add in the texture onto his little leggy bits. Come down under here. Got to add a bit of shadow onto his under his claws as well. Just detail up these little toes a fraction. All right, having a quick look at my big screen. Looking all right. Just add some more shadow into this leg. Come down there. He's got this toe wrapped around as well. Like that. Okay, having a look. I'm pretty happy with that. So far, so good. I'll add some darker feathers just in his shadowy area. His butt, on his little butt. Like that. Quick look. All right, I'm I'm going to go super dark. I'm going to be really bold here and go super dark. What have I done? Go onto his eye. Go onto the bottom of his beak. Sit back and have a look. I'm quite happy. I think I'm happy with it. What brush have I got? Yeah, I've still got my dip pen, so we're good. Got to add a purple shadow underneath his feet. Got to add shadow, and shadows can be cool. This is going to be a cool shadow, so I'll make it purple under his feet because he's got shadow under there. I'm going to blend it. Needs to be darker than that. I've got to be bold. Got to be bold. I'm going to go even darker. And I'm going to get a different brush. Oh, why did that happen? What did I do? Oh, there we go. Super dark. Just directly underneath. Super duper dark. When you think you've gone dark enough, go darker. One of my friends who's an art teacher always said to me, Jen, when you think you've done your shadows dark enough, go darker. So I will. All right. I'm going to go into my bristle brush. I'll also add a couple more shadowy bits. Super dark bits. Onto the rest of the stick just to sort of make it look a bit more cohesive. And I'll blend. All right, having a look. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go even darker. Grab my harsh brush, strongest brush. Literally get in under his toes. And deepest, darkest shadow right in underneath where he connects to the branch, like that. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my dip pen. Draw some little swirly bits. Because these little branches have little like teardroppy texture on them. Don't know what kind of branch it is. As an Australian, I don't recognise this tree, but could be some kind of a birch, I would think. All right. I reckon I'm happy enough with that. Get a highlight onto his little toesies, little claws. Roughen up these little feathers on the outside of his tum-tum because I've got them looking a bit flat and a bit matte. So we'll just roughen those up a little bit. Same on his little back. Roughen them up a little. All right. I reckon we're just about there. That took 45 minutes to finish off. So I'm going to sign this. And I am going to call that done. So thank you for watching. I am going to wander off and maybe play some games. So thank you for watching. It was a fun little bird. Hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you all next time. That's done. Okay. Have a good one, everyone, and I'll see you next time.